Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB matches that are happening on Friday, August 4th, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Atlanta Braves vs Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs will stay at home as they open up a 3-game series Friday, against the Atlanta Braves. First pitch is set for 2:20 p.m. Eastern. The Cubs are looking to win their series against the Reds while the Braves get a day of rest after winning their series against the Angels. This article was written prior to Thursday's action. The Braves closed out their series against the Angels with a statement win, resulting in a 12-5 final. Hits equaled runs for Atlanta as they finished with 12 each. The offense got going in the third inning when Ronald Acuna Jr. hit a 3-run blast. Acuna finished 3-4 at the plate. Matt Olson and Austin Riley also added a home run each. Yonny Chirinos got the start and over 5 innings he struck out 5 and gave up 3 runs. LHP Max Fried is coming off the 60-day IL and is set to make his 4th road start of the season. The 29-year-old enters this contest with a 2-1 record to go with an ERA of 2.08. Both of his recorded wins have come on the road this season and his away ERA sits at a low 0.68. He's tossed for 13 road innings this season and has allowed just 1 run while retiring 13 batters. He's been just as sharp when throwing during the day as he's holding a 0.90 ERA and has allowed just 1 run in 10 innings, while striking out 7. In his last start, which was back in May, Fried finished his 6-inning affair allowing 5 runs while striking out 7. Atlanta enters this contest with a run differential of plus 159, which is good for the best in all of baseball. Atlanta has seen the ball well all season as they sit second in overall batting average. Both on the road and during daytime games, their batting average has slipped, and only a little over a third of their total runs have come away from home this season. What has bolstered the offense much of the season has been their league-leading home run rate at nearly 2 per ball game. Along with the high home run rate, the Braves have been able to routinely drive runners home that are in scoring position. In July, those extra base hits, which are often needed to drive runners home, didn't come as frequent as in months past. What's more, Atlanta finished with their lowest monthly run total of the season. They'll look to get back on track as they turn the calendar over. The Cubs are in good form, having won 10 of their last 12 games. They will be confident with Hendricks on the mound, who has been effective at limiting home runs. Fried is coming off the injured list and his last start was not encouraging. The Cubs should be able to keep the game close and cover the plus 1.5 spread. Even though we haven't seen Fried perform recently, he has shown that he can shut opposing offenses down. Hendricks has been hittable at home this season, but he's limited home runs both at home and during daytime games this season. The Braves' offense sputtered in July and Hendricks will look to take advantage. Likewise, the Cubs haven't seen the ball as well during daytime games this season, posting their softest batting split, and that should allow Fried some confidence as he gets back in the saddle. The play is the under. Under 8.5 runs. Washington Nationals vs Cincinnati Reds. The Washington Nationals are in Cincinnati to play the Reds on Friday at 6:40 to kick off a 3-game series. Washington is coming off taking 2 of 3 over the Milwaukee Brewers. Cincinnati, meanwhile, lost 2 of 3 to the Cubs and allowed 20 and 16 runs in the final 2 games. Washington has struggled this season mightily as entering this series, the Nationals are 46-63 and 24-29 on the road. This season, Washington is slashing .259/.318/.397, which ranks 5th, 18th, and 23rd in the majors, while on the road .255/.319/.394. Since the All-Star break, the Nationals are slashing .250/.320/.391, while against Graham Ashcraft, Abrams, Menezes, and Thomas are 1-2, Call is 1-3, Smith is hitting 1-5, and Ruiz is 0-6. Cincinnati is currently first in the NL Central, holding a half-game lead over the Milwaukee Brewers. On Friday, the Reds will be giving the ball to right-hander Graham Ashcraft, who's 6-7 with a 5.31 ERA, while in his last start, he went 6 shutout innings against the LA Dodgers. In his last 5 starts, Ashcraft has been dominant as he's 3-1 with a 1.84 ERA. As a pitching staff, Cincinnati has a team ERA of 4.84, which ranks 26th. Cincinnati on the money line is a great bet for this game, as they should be over -200. Ashcraft has been phenomenal in his last 5 starts, while the Reds have been able to hit Corbin hard. Although the Reds will be playing back-to-back while Washington has Thursday off, the Nats' offense is a big problem for them. This season, Cincinnati is 11-6 as a home favorite, while the Nationals are 24-29 as a road underdog. Meanwhile, in the 4 games these two teams have played, Cincinnati has won all 4 games. Corbin, meanwhile, has struggled against Cincinnati in his career and this year, which is why I like the Reds to get the win. You can also take a small stab at the -1.5 at +114. Take the Reds with the run line. Due to Chicago scoring 20 and 16 runs against Cincinnati, the over/under is set too high at this game, as 10 runs are way too many. Although the Reds have been able to hit Corbin well, Ashcraft has been nearly unhittable in his last 5 starts. As well, both Cincinnati's and Washington's offense has struggled this season. The Nationals are 53-52-4 in hitting the under, while the Reds are 51-59, but at home is 27-27. Meanwhile, in the 4 games they have played, the games are averaging 9.25 runs per game, while in Corbin's last 5 starts, he's allowing 4 runs per start, while Ashcraft is allowing 1.2 runs, which is why I like the under. Take the under, 10 runs. Tampa Bay Rays vs Detroit Tigers. The Tampa Bay Rays, 66-45, SU, second in AL East, travel to Detroit to take on the Tigers, 48-60 SU, third in AL Central, on Friday evening in the first game of the series at Comerica Park. Tampa Bay will send RHP Zach Little, 1-2, 4.85 ERA, to the mound for his 5th start of the season. The Tigers will counter with 24-year-old righty Reese Olson, 1-4, for 71 ERA, who will be making his 24th start of the season. The Rays swept the Tigers in a 3-game set at Tropicana Field earlier this season. Tampa Bay could not complete the sweep of the Yankees, 56-52 SU, 5th in AL East, in New York on Wednesday evening. Starter Shane McClanahan did not have his best stuff, lasting only 4 innings and allowing 5 earned runs on 5 hits while striking out 3 New York batters. Shortstop Wander Franco hit his 14th home run of the season in the loss for the Rays. Tampa Bay did take 2 of 3 games from New York and stayed 1.5 games behind the Orioles, 66-42 SU, in the AL East, with a Baltimore loss to the Toronto Blue Jays, 60-49 SU, third in AL East, on Wednesday. The Rays bolstered their pitching staff with the acquisition of 28-year-old RHP Aaron Civale, 5-2, 2.34 ERA, from the Cleveland Guardians. Tampa Bay showed their commitment to winning this season by trading away a top prospect, first baseman Kyle Manzardo, for the right-hander. Leading into their series with Tampa Bay on Friday, the Tigers took the second game of their 2-game set in Pittsburgh against the Pirates, 48-59 SU, 4th in NL Central, on Wednesday afternoon. The final score was 6-3. Starting pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez, who recently blocked a proposed trade to the Los Angeles Dodgers, picked up the win by pitching 6 innings and allowing 2 earned runs on 7 hits while striking out 5 batters. Reliever Tyler Holton struck out third baseman Cobrian Hayes with the bases loaded in the 9th to earn his first save of the season. The Tigers won 2 of 5 games on their recent road trip and are 6.5 games back of the division-leading Minnesota Twins, 55-53 SU. Little has been pitching well both on the road and in recent starts. He has a good track record against the Tigers, and the Rays have been successful on the road this season. The Tigers have been struggling at home, and their pitching staff has been hit by injuries. Olsen has not been effective at home this season, and the Rays have a strong offense. Based on this information, it is likely that the Rays will win this game. I recommend taking the Rays with the run line. The Rays have gone over the run total in 2 of Little's last 3 starts. The Tigers have gone over the run total in 4 of their last 6 games at home, and their opponents scored 7 runs or more in 3 of their last 4 games at Comerica. The Rays have an elite offense this season, ranking in the top 5 in the majors in average runs per game with 5.16. They also are in the top 5 in slugging percentage and ISO, so they are certainly capable of scoring quickly in bunches. Detroit's pitching staff gives up more runs at home than they do on the road this season, and they rank in the bottom half of the league at home with a 4.49 ERA. Tampa Bay pitchers have been getting hit on the road recently, producing a 5.55 ERA and a 10.20 average hits per 9 innings over their last 7 away games. The Tigers have a hefty 5.72 ERA against the Rays in their previous 10 matchups. Olsen has an ERA over 5 at home this season and over 6 in his previous 3 starts overall. The stats support a healthy run total when these 2 teams meet in Detroit on Friday. Take the over. Houston Astros vs. New York Yankees. Prior to reaching the Bronx, the Astros swept the Guardians for 3 and are 4-1-1 over their first 6 series since the All-Star break. Their record is 12-6 in the second half, and in their 5 games prior to Thursday, they had outscored their opponents, 31-17. Pitching allowed just 5 total runs in the Cleveland series, and this season they have a 3.77 team ERA through 109 games, the second best mark in baseball. Brown picked up a win last time out and has allowed 2 earned runs and last exactly 6 innings in each of his last 2 starts. His numbers are better on the road this season, with a 4-3 record and 3.71 ERA, and 72 Burmese shots over 63 innings. The Yankees have been massively disappointing this season but have kicked that up a notch in the second half, going 1-5-1 in their first 7 series. Their lone series win was a sweep of the Royals, and they've gone 7-10 since the All-Star break. Anthony Volpe connected 4 on his 14th home run of the season in the team's 7-2 win over the Rays on Wednesday night. It was his first home run in 16 games, his longest span without a long ball this season. He had 3 hits in that game as well, his first multi-hit effort since July 3rd. The rookie shortstop was hitting .214 entering Thursday's games. The Astros own the Yankees of late, rattling off 7 straight wins over New York and 9 over their last 10 meetings. Over Severino's last 5 starts, the Yankees are 1-4, and he has lasted just 4.1 innings on average in that stretch. He allowed at least 7 runs in 3 of those games and 8 hits in 4. He's been getting pummeled, and Houston should pounce on the opportunity to continue the trend. The Astros have averaged 6.2 runs per game over their last 5 and have scored at least 4 runs in 10 second-half games. They are a team on a mission to get back to the top in the West, and the Yankees are simply a team playing out the slate at this point. I like Houston to continue its dominance of New York here. Take the Astros with the money line. It has been the under ruling the series of late, going 2-7-1 over the last 10 meetings between these two. However, the very last meeting last year was an 11-run affair, clipping a 6.5 total by more than enough. I like this for the basis of how things may go not only in this game but the series. But in looking at just this game, it does feature the softest of the starting pitching matchups, with both hurlers capable of giving up big numbers. Severino has been tragically bad of late, giving up 5.4 runs per game over his last 5 starts. His strikeout numbers are down, walks are up, and teams are hitting him very well. Brown is a rookie making his first start at Yankee Stadium, always a daunting task. His ERA is just 5.92 over his last 5 starts, and he's given up 34 hits over 24.1 innings in that stretch. So, Brown, like Severino, will be ripe for the picking as well. I like this game to get rolling early and often. Take the over 9 runs.